Welcome everybody, Ghost Critic here with another long box history, another delve into the boxes, and we are now up to letter N, and we have from November 2004 New Avengers. The New Avengers, this came right after Avengers Disassembled. Written by Brian Michael Bendis with artwork by David Finch and Danny Meeke to begin with. And this was kind of the new Avengers coming together. You've got Captain America, you've got Iron Man, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Luke Cage, and eventually the Sentry, though the team, obviously, as you will see as we go through, changed vastly throughout its 64 issue run. So yeah, I think this was a second printing cover. It's very different from the first one, but all the characters kind of in silhouette, but you can just about see who they all are. First series, or first story arc, well, it's a kind of team up, getting the team together from when the Raft, which has got all the supervillains incarcerated in, there was a big breakout, so all these superheroes from the Marvel Universe kind of got together to get them back in their cells, so to speak, or, you know, to get them back in there. Some great artwork from David Finch, especially on the covers. They made it over to the Savage Land as well. A lot of people at the time kind of weren't so sure about the team up, especially with the likes of Wolverine. Seems he seemed to be on every single team in every single issue of every single Marvel title. Then we got on to the story of the Sentry, and you know, Sentry, basically the Superman of the Marvel Universe, but he has got some serious psychological issues. Number 8 there. Number 9. Now, it's funny with the New Avengers, because unlike the Mighty Avengers, which, while I enjoyed the start of it, I much preferred the end of Mighty Avengers when the writer changed. But with New Avengers, I kind of went the other way. I really enjoyed it at the very beginning, but started really just, yeah, it was an okay comic towards the end. We've got Ronan's storyline there. This was the storyline where we found out who Ronan was, and it turned out to be oh my god, who's the guy? Hawkeye! Who's the guy? It's Hawkeye! Yeah, come back from the dead or wherever he'd been. He joined the team. There was lots of action with the Hand. They got involved. And Hydra. Have a nice shot of Spider-Woman there in all her boobalicious glory. More Spider-Woman there. McNiven did eventually come on as artist, and you know, he held his own after Finch. Still enjoyed the artwork, still loved all the storylines within these. As I said, the lineup soon started to change. Cap didn't really last very long on there, and Iron Man soon disappeared. And then Civil War came along. These first 20 issues, Avengers were the Avengers team. They weren't some offshoot, they were the main team. Then of course Civil War came along and the Superhero Registration Act, and throughout this run it was decided, you know, what side were you going to be on, and New Avengers basically became the unsanctioned Avengers team. They weren't about to give up all their identities. They weren't about to become government sanctioned. And from then on, it was basically New Avengers was a team that was on the run from Norman Osborn. And I think this is kind of where I kind of started thinking, it started off okay, it was alright from them going from like Doctor Strange's house and then to a warehouse and then to someone's flat as like their HQ, because you know they always had to be in a different location so no one would find them. We got you on the artwork. I like it. Whether it fits in the superhero genre, I don't know. It's a bit not scrappy, it's very... The pencils, I guess, on these, it's more of a pencil look rather than a pure, you know, comic book type. But, you know, it was still nice to look at. There's a kind of homage to the Elektra Bullseye cover. And as you can see, the initiative started coming into the title. And this kind of started with the... you know, Doctor Strange not being, you know, at the top of his game. This, the Hood storyline, this is definitely where I started kind of going, this could be a lot better. This is a great cover. I hope you can see this well enough. They're kind of different takes on a lot of the characters. I mean, you've got a Daredevil woman there. Peter Parker without his costume on, Wolverine in his kind of samurai outfit, Luke Cage in his 70s blaxploitation costume. Interesting cover. Yeah, Venom came into it for a little bit. And then these last ones, 36, 37. As you see, we've got Iron Fist in here now. We've got Doctor Strange has joined the team. For some reason, I can't remember now, a black costume Spider-Man. It certainly wasn't Venom. He ended up in Dark Avengers, if I remember right. And all those led up to... Sorry about that. Can you see them okay? Yeah, that's okay. Secret Invasion. This was the Skrull event of the time. It's still written by Bendis. Go. Echo in there. And, you know, this was actually a great storyline. It's the kind of who do you trust? Not just, you know, the whole invasion, but it's kind of which characters are actually Skrulls and which aren't. And so obviously we had a lot of covers with all the heroes being kind of Skrulled, so to speak. I said this in the Mighty Avengers storyline. I hope they pick this whole Skrull invasion storyline back up again. Just because it didn't seem to be completely tied up, in the sense that, you know, I bet there are still some Skrulls out there pretending to be, you know, our superheroes, and could quite well appear later on. So yeah, Secret Invasion went for quite some time. Issue 44. Nice cover of the Illuminati, which we'll see issues of that a bit later on. But yeah, they're all scrolled up there. They did like doing these covers of all their villains and all the heroes, superheroes, as Skrulls. And then, again, as with Mighty Avengers, a lot of titles coming out of Marvel at this time. They got really immersed in whatever event was going on at the time. So yeah, it's Dark Reign when Osborn took over S.H.I.E.L.D. and called it Hammer instead, and really went after the New Avengers big time. Again, some great covers. Tan took over from the artwork. Issue 50 there. And then on to the kind of search for the Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange no longer was the Sorcerer Supreme, and it was all about finding out who was going to take over. Again, more from the Hood. Love these covers by Tan. Very, very dramatic, very bright and bold. Very action-packed. 54. 55, and then, you know, Immonen came on the artwork. Always a big fan of Immonen's artwork. Loved him on Ultimate X-Men, the original series. 57, and you know, Luke Cage may or may not have died. Getting towards the end of the series now. Nice cover there from Immonen with Spider-Man and Spider-Woman there back to back fighting. Number 60. And then finally the last 3 or 4 issues with New Avengers and the Siege storyline. Again, I think I'd got fed up of events by this time, and I didn't really get much into the Siege. I didn't pick up the mini-series, that's for sure. So 63, and I guess the kind of unofficial, I guess, given the next issue coming up, issue 64 of New Avengers, because they did, you know, milk the cow, Marvel. Let's get them to spend some more money. New Avengers finale, with kind of basically everyone that had ever been on the team all coming together, but then at the end kind of going their own separate ways. Some one-shots now. The New Avengers Most Wanted files. This was a kind of encyclopedia kind of thing, those Marvel encyclopedias, but this was about all the guys that had escaped from the raft at the beginning of this series. Oh, I don't know where that's come from, but sorry, it's the Avengers. It's a free comic book day issue from, ooh, not sure what year that was. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, or maybe even a couple of years back from there, but yeah, nice pickup, free obviously. New Avengers Annual number 1. New Avengers Annual 2. New Avengers Annual number 3. A ladies special there. And then, yes, just at the end here, I think the New Avengers Illuminati mini-series 1 to 5. This was basically a run-up to how, you know, why the Skrulls were so kind of pissed at them, really, and decided to invade. So, yeah, number 1. Number 2, picture of the Infinity Gauntlet there. These did pick up the storylines from previous histories of the Marvel Universe, and how the Illuminati behind the scenes kind of had a lot to do with it. Bendis messing around with continuity, etc. Issue number 4. And finally, issue number 5. And we have a shot of Elektra being found out as being a Skrull, and really kicked off the whole, ooh, Skrulls are around, they've taken over some of us. And yeah, that's all the New Avengers. Hope you enjoyed. There'll be some more ends to come.